Morning, Dan. All right, folks. So we are here with Coach Packard, who will be interviewing today, and let's get started. So the first question I have for you is, what inspired you to become a coach?
Appreciate it, buddy. I just want to say real quick, I appreciate this whole club doing what you're doing, celebrating all your peers and your student athletes out there as you explore this thing that you're really excited and passionate about. It's amazing to see you guys take off the way you have. And I think in the same, when I was a kid, I wanted to become a coach kind of at a young age. I loved the sport of football very, very young. And then as I got to your age and thinking about what I wanted to do, kind of narrowed my head around I wanted to coach and be a teacher. And so it was a combination of a lot of things growing up. But my dad was a coach of some different sports, but also of a lot of my friends in our youth. And certainly he was always an amazing role model for me growing up.
All right.
How did you work up to where you are now as a coach?
I started coaching lacrosse in college, and then in 2005, modified football with Coach Cleary as a seventh grader, and then quickly moved to the varsity. I was helping in the background for a year, and then moved up to a varsity role. And by 2007, I started kind of in my current coaching capacity. So I started kind of from those first few steps and spent a lot of summers learning.
All right. And so what role do you play as a coach?
So I'm a defensive line coach, and I've done that for a long time. And then on offense, I've been a offensive line coach for a long time with Coach Mike. And then in the past 8 years or so, I've kind of become a bit more of a jack of all trades, whatever's needed from the staff as our offense has evolved and our staff has evolved, and I've kind of just pick up wherever is needed on the offense. So still a lot of work with the offensive line, but backs in the backfield, perimeter blocking, I kind of pick up a lot of things. And then I started coaching special teams a few years back, and now share that in a really fun way with Coach Vinny and his brother.
Very cool.
And how do you prepare your players for a game?
It begins on Saturdays as we come off the last one. We make sure our bodies are healthy. We start to review mistakes and make sure we're not repeating mistakes to the next week. And then we are on to the next one. And we are thinking about how we're going to stop an opponent, and then we're going to move the ball against an opponent using film. We will come up with something that we think kids will be successful trying to do over the course of the week. And on Monday and Tuesday, we're installing that in a very physical manner, where we are servicing each other, the whole man roster, trying to figure out how to best attack an opponent and defend an opponent. And as we move on to the week, we are going through a review process where we are very engaged in a mental capacity throughout Thursday and into our pregame on Friday. And when the lights go on, then it's time to make sure that we are emotionally charged to the task.
All right. So what about coaching do you enjoy the most?
I think that's got to be the personal relationships you develop with student athletes and their families. It's been a real privilege to get to know a lot of amazing Somers families in this capacity.
All right.
How long have you been coaching at Somers?
2005 was my first season. That's when I started out of college. A privilege of so many to be able to reach out to Coach DiMatteo as a young man looking for work as I got out of college, and he had asked me if I would come coach his modified football team and take a sub position in Somers, and I did take that, and then I just never happened to leave, and that was my first year.
Amazing.
All right. And what is your proudest moment as a coach?
They probably come from some private moments and conversations with some families, both and during our time together and some after. But if I had to point at just one thing, I am very proud of the fact that I got to coach with Tony DiMatteo for much of his Somers run here, as well as the coach with the guys that I coach with. I feel very, very lucky and blessed to have the relationships that I have with the guys that I get to coach with. Coach DiMatteo fostered an environment here that allowed us to collaborate at a really fun way. And we continue that. And I'm very proud of my time with Coach DiMatteo, and I'm very proud to be part of Coach Anthony DiMatteo's beginning of his career as a head coach. It's very much something that I'll always take a lot of pride in, that I was able to be part of both his last Coach DiMatteo's last chapter of his long career at Somers and Anthony's beginning.
All right.
How do you feel about the season?
So certainly a lot of wins are fun, and it's the goal. Very proud of how we've advanced and moved along to improve, and the roles and responsibilities a lot of kids are embracing. Our season doesn't end when our schedule ends. Our season with our kids extends through their school year. So we have the 24-25 team, and that means we are with our players ensuring that they are the best they can be in the classroom, in our school community, into their other seasons. We're very proud that our kids are multi-sport athletes. We have a long year ahead that extends far beyond our schedule. It will be a journey with them through their spring as they move towards graduation and to their next academic years here. But it is so far very proud of where we've begun this school year.
All right. Well, thank you for coming today.
Again, I appreciate you guys. It is something that we feel in our program for a long time. Our program is not just for our student athletes and their families. It's a product for our school community. We have a lot of kids that are not necessarily on our football roster, but very, very much embedded in our school program. Curtis Dustin is someone that works in our tech support and plays a vital role with us. Tyler Fazio as well in our setup and breakdown. Danielle Donnelly in her work as a student manager. All these roles are just things that we are always willing and ready to embrace. We look for anybody that wants to be a part of celebrating student athletes in this school community. You've all done an amazing job of that so far in starting this club and your broadcast.
Thank you.
We really do appreciate your celebrating your peers and creating this for a lot more opportunities for Somers kids. And we're always looking for anybody that wants to be a part of our program in any way that they want to.